Focus on yourself until you win. Published by MindRise Audio. Introduction. The decision that changes everything. Your future is not waiting for permission. It is waiting for your decision. For too long, many people spend their lives looking in the wrong direction. They chase approval. They compare themselves to others. They worry about opinions that will never build their dreams. They give their time, energy, and attention to everything except the one person who can truly change their life, themselves. What if everything changed the moment you stopped chasing the world and started investing in yourself? That is what this book is about. Focus on yourself until you win is not about ignoring other people. It is not about becoming selfish or disconnected. It is about taking responsibility for your own growth. It is about building the habits, mindset, and discipline that create lasting success. Every great achievement begins with an inner decision. The decision to improve, the decision to learn, the decision to stay committed when life becomes difficult. This book will help you make that decision and live it every day. As you listen, you will discover why focus is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. You will learn how to protect your time, how to strengthen your confidence, how to replace excuses with action, how to stay disciplined when motivation fades, and how to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. These ideas are not based on quick fixes or empty promises. Real success is rarely dramatic. It is built quietly. It grows through small choices. It becomes stronger through consistency. The people who achieve remarkable results are often the ones who master ordinary days. They understand that every decision matters, every habit matters, every hour matters. They know that success is earned long before anyone notices it. You can become one of those people. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You do not need perfect timing. You do not need perfect circumstances. You only need the willingness to begin. Throughout this journey, you will be encouraged to look inward instead of outward. You will learn to measure your progress against the person you were yesterday, not against someone else's highlight reel. You will discover that confidence grows through action, not applause. Discipline grows through repetition, not inspiration, and success belongs to those who refuse to quit. There will be moments when change feels uncomfortable. That is normal. Growth always asks something from you. It asks for patience. It asks for effort. It asks for courage. But it also offers something greater in return: a stronger mind, a clearer purpose, a more meaningful life. As each chapter unfolds, take a moment to reflect on what you hear. Do not rush through the ideas. Let them settle. Ask yourself honest questions. Think about where you are today, then think about where you want to be. Remember this: every successful person was once a beginner. Every expert was once inexperienced. Every confident leader once struggled with doubt. The difference is that they kept going, and so can you. This book is not asking you to become someone else. It is inviting you to become the very best version of yourself. The journey begins with a simple choice. Choose growth over comfort. Choose discipline over distraction. Choose progress over perfection. Most importantly, choose yourself, because when you focus on yourself with purpose, patience, and persistence, you stop living by chance. You begin living by design. So take a deep breath, open your mind, commit to the process, and let us begin the journey. Focus on yourself, keep growing, keep moving, and do not stop until you win. Chapter 1. Stop chasing approval. Imagine waking up every morning without worrying about what other people think of you. Imagine making decisions because they are right for your life, not because they impress someone else. Imagine feeling free. That freedom is possible. But first, you must stop chasing approval. Many people spend years trying to earn acceptance from family, friends, co-workers, or even strangers. They change their opinions to fit in. They hide their dreams because they fear criticism. They stay in jobs they dislike because other people call them successful. They live according to expectations that were never their own. The result is simple. They build a life that looks good from the outside but feels empty on the inside. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is allowing other people to decide your value. The moment your confidence depends on someone else's opinion, you give away control of your own happiness. Think about that for a moment. If one compliment makes you feel successful, then one criticism can make you feel like a failure. That is a dangerous way to live. Your confidence should never be rented from other people. It should be built from within. There is an old lesson that successful people understand very well. Not everyone will believe in your vision. Some people will question your choices. Some will laugh at your goals. Others will tell you to be realistic. That does not mean you are on the wrong path. Sometimes it means you are finally walking your own path. History is filled with people who were doubted before they were admired. Inventors were called unrealistic. Writers were rejected. Entrepreneurs were told they would fail. Athletes were underestimated. Artists were ignored. Their success did not begin when the world believed in them. It began when they believed in themselves. That is where every meaningful journey starts. Consider the story of a young man who dreamed of starting his own business. His friends told him it was too risky. His relatives encouraged him to find a secure job instead. For months he questioned himself. He almost gave up. Then he asked himself one important question. Who will live with the results of this decision? The answer was obvious. He would. Not his friends, not his relatives, not the people offering opinions. From that day forward, he stopped asking everyone for permission. He started learning. He made mistakes. He improved. Years later, his business became successful. The opinions that once discouraged him suddenly became praise. But something had changed. He no longer depended on praise. He had learned that approval follows results. It should never become the reason for taking action. This lesson applies to every area of life. If you want to improve your health, someone may tell you that you are changing too much. If you decide to learn a new skill, someone may question your age or your experience. If you choose a different career, some people may not understand your decision. That is perfectly normal. People often judge what they do not understand. Your responsibility is not to convince everyone. Your responsibility is to stay true to your purpose. Many people waste years trying to make everyone happy. The truth is simple. You cannot. No matter what you do, someone will disagree. Someone will criticize. Someone will misunderstand your intentions. Accepting this truth is incredibly freeing. It allows you to stop performing for an audience that can never be satisfied. Instead, you begin performing for your future. That is a much better audience. Social media has made this challenge even greater. Every day, people compare themselves to carefully selected moments from someone else's life. They count likes. They count followers. They measure their worth through numbers on a screen. But numbers cannot measure character. They cannot measure integrity. They cannot measure discipline. Real success happens long before anyone clicks a button to approve it. Think of a tree. When you see a tall and healthy tree, you admire its height. What you do not see is the root system hidden beneath the ground. The roots grew long before the branches reached the sky. Your character works the same way. Your private discipline becomes your public success. If you spend all your energy trying to look successful, you may never become successful. Instead, invest your energy in becoming stronger every day. Results will eventually speak for themselves. There is another important truth. Approval can become addictive. The more you seek it, the more you need it. You begin making choices based on applause instead of purpose. That creates a cycle that never ends. Today you want approval from one group. Tomorrow you need approval from another. Soon you forget what you actually want. Breaking this cycle begins with one simple habit. Ask yourself one question before every important decision. Am I doing this because it is right for me, or because I want someone else to approve of me? Answer honestly. That single question can change the direction of your life. You should also learn to become your own source of encouragement. Celebrate your progress. Recognize your effort. Keep promises to yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, your self-respect grows. Confidence is not built by hearing someone say, "You can do it." Confidence is built by proving to yourself that you will do it. Small victories matter. Waking up early matters. Reading one chapter matters. Finishing one workout matters. Saving money matters. Learning one new skill matters. These quiet victories strengthen your belief in yourself. The more confidence you build internally, the less approval you need externally. This does not mean ignoring advice. Wise people listen carefully. They accept constructive feedback. They learn from experience. But there is a difference between seeking wisdom and seeking validation. Wisdom helps you grow. Validation simply makes you feel comfortable. Choose growth every time. As you continue through this book, remember that your life is your responsibility. No one else can live it for you. No one else can fulfill your purpose. No one else can become the person you are capable of becoming. That responsibility is not a burden, it is a privilege. The moment you stop chasing approval is the moment you begin chasing excellence. You become more focused, more disciplined, more authentic, more confident, and more peaceful. People may still judge you. Let them. People may still doubt you. Let them. People may still misunderstand your journey. Let them. Your job is not to win every opinion. Your job is to win your own future. From today forward, give yourself permission to grow without asking permission from the world. Trust your values. Trust your effort. Trust the process. The loudest applause you will ever hear is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you stayed true to yourself. Stop chasing approval. Start building your life, one honest decision at a time. Chapter 2. Build unshakable self-belief. What do you do when no one believes in you? More importantly, what do you believe about yourself? These two questions have changed countless lives. The first question depends on other people. The second question depends on you. That is why self-belief is one of the most valuable qualities you can ever develop. It stays with you when support disappears. It keeps you moving when progress feels slow. It reminds you that your current situation does not define your future. Many people think confidence comes first. They believe successful people are naturally fearless. They imagine that leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and creators wake up every day feeling completely certain about themselves. The truth is very different. Most successful people have experienced fear. They have faced rejection. They have questioned their abilities. The difference is not the absence of doubt. The difference is that they refuse to let doubt make their decisions. Self-belief is not pretending that you have all the answers. It is believing that you can learn whatever you need to learn. It is trusting yourself enough to take the next step, even when you cannot see the entire path. Think about a child learning to walk. The child does not succeed on the first attempt. There are stumbles, there are falls, there are moments of frustration. Yet the child never decides, "Walking is not for me." The child simply stands up and tries again. Somewhere along the way, many adults lose that mindset. One failure becomes proof that they are not capable. One rejection becomes proof that they are not good enough. One mistake becomes proof that they should quit. But failure has never been reliable evidence of your potential. It is only evidence that you are learning. Imagine a young woman who dreamed of becoming a public speaker. The first time she stood in front of an audience, her hands shook. Her voice became quiet. She forgot part of her presentation. She walked off the stage embarrassed. For days she replayed the experience in her mind. She thought about giving up. Then she made a different choice. Instead of asking, "Why am I so bad at this?" she asked, What can I learn from this experience? She practiced every week. She recorded herself speaking. She accepted feedback. She improved little by little. A few years later, she stood on stages with confidence. People admired her calm presence. They assumed she had always been confident. They never saw the small victories that built her confidence one day at a time. That is how self-belief grows. Not in one dramatic moment, but through consistent action. One promise kept, one lesson learned, one challenge overcome. Your brain is always collecting evidence. Every decision you make sends yourself a message. When you quit too early, you tell yourself that difficult things are impossible. When you avoid challenges, you tell yourself that fear is stronger than your goals. But every time you keep going, you send a different message. You tell yourself that you can be trusted. That message becomes confidence. Many people wait until they feel confident before taking action. This is backwards. Action creates confidence. Experience creates confidence. Progress creates confidence. If you want to believe in yourself more, do something that proves you are growing. Read another chapter. Practice another skill. Finish another workout. Have one difficult conversation. Take one small step toward your goal. Every action becomes evidence that you are becoming stronger. Your words also matter. Listen carefully to the way you speak to yourself. Some people say things like this: I always fail. I am not smart enough. I could never do that. I am too late. Imagine hearing those words every day. Eventually, your mind begins to accept them as truth. Now imagine replacing them with different words. I am learning. I improve with practice. I can solve problems. I grow stronger every day. These are not empty affirmations. They are reminders of what is possible when you stay committed. Your inner voice should become your greatest coach, not your harshest critic. There is another habit that quietly destroys self-belief: comparison. When you compare your beginning to someone else's success, you create an unfair contest. You see their achievements. You do not see their years of effort. You see the finished product. You do not see the unfinished chapters. Every successful person has a story that most people never hear. There were early mornings. There were late nights. There were disappointments. There were moments when they wanted to quit. Do not compare your progress to their results. Compare your progress to who you were yesterday. That is the comparison that leads to growth. A mountain climber does not reach the summit by staring at the top all day. The climber focuses on the next step, then the next, and then another. Eventually, those small steps become an extraordinary achievement. Your life works the same way. Do not become overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Focus on today's step. Tomorrow will bring another. Self-belief also grows when you keep promises to yourself. If you tell yourself that you will wake up early, then do it. If you promise to study for 1 hour, then study. If you decide to exercise, then exercise. These promises may seem small. They are not. Every promise you keep strengthens the relationship you have with yourself. Every broken promise weakens it. Trust is not only something you build with other people, it is something you build with yourself. Think about the people you admire most. Perhaps they appear confident. Perhaps they seem fearless. Look deeper. Their confidence did not appear overnight. It was built through thousands of ordinary decisions. They kept going when others stopped. They practiced when no one was watching. They believed before they had proof. You can do the same. There will still be difficult days. There will be moments when fear returns. There will be setbacks that test your determination. Do not mistake those moments for failure. Even the strongest tree bends during a storm. Its strength comes from deep roots. Your roots are your values, your discipline, your character, your willingness to continue. Protect those roots. Everything else will grow from them. Here is a simple exercise you can begin today. Take a notebook. Write down 3 victories from each day. They do not have to be impressive. Perhaps you finished a task you had been avoiding. Perhaps you learned something new. Perhaps you stayed calm during a difficult situation. Record those moments. Over time, you will create a powerful reminder that you are making progress. Your mind often remembers failures more easily than successes. This habit restores balance. It trains you to notice growth instead of weakness. Remember this truth. You were not born doubting yourself. You learned doubt through experiences, criticism, and fear. If doubt can be learned, confidence can also be learned. That should encourage you, because it means your future is not limited by your past. Every day gives you another opportunity to strengthen your belief. Not through wishful thinking, not through empty motivation, but through honest effort, through consistent practice, through courageous action. One day you will face a challenge that once would have frightened you. You will notice something different. You will no longer ask, "Can I do this?" Instead, you will say, "I have overcome difficult things before. I can overcome this too." That is unshakable self-belief. It is quiet. It is steady. It does not depend on applause. It does not disappear when life becomes difficult. It comes from knowing that no matter what happens, you will keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Believe in your ability to improve. Believe in your willingness to work. Believe in the person you are becoming. Because the strongest confidence is not built by success alone. It is built every time you refuse to give up on yourself. Chapter 3. Protect your focus. Your greatest asset is not your talent. It is not your intelligence. It is not even your time. Your greatest asset is your focus. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Every dream begins with attention. Every achievement grows through consistent effort. Every meaningful goal demands concentration. Without focus, even the most talented person struggles to reach their potential. Look around the world today. Distractions are everywhere. Your phone vibrates. A new message appears. A video catches your attention. One notification becomes another. A few minutes disappear, then an hour. By the end of the day, you wonder why you made so little progress. This is how many dreams quietly fade away. Not because people lack ability, but because they lose control of their attention. Focus is becoming rare. That is exactly why it has become so valuable. The person who can concentrate on one meaningful task while others are distracted will always have an advantage. Imagine 2 people starting the same journey. They have the same education, the same opportunities, the same amount of time each day. One spends every spare moment switching between social media, entertainment, and unfinished tasks. The other chooses one important goal and gives it full attention every day. After 1 month, the difference seems small. After 1 year, the gap becomes obvious. After 5 years, their lives may look completely different. The difference was never talent, it was focus. Think about sunlight. On its own, sunlight warms the earth. But when that same light passes through a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to start a fire. The light did not change. Its direction changed. Your mind works the same way. Scattered attention produces scattered results. Concentrated attention creates extraordinary results. Many people believe they have a time problem. In reality, they have an attention problem. They say there are not enough hours in the day. Yet they spend hours doing things that add little value to their future. Time cannot be increased. Attention can be directed. That is where real change begins. There is a story about a young musician who wanted to become one of the best in his field. He admired famous performers and dreamed of standing on great stages. Instead of practicing with full concentration, he spent much of his day watching other musicians online. He knew every performance. He knew every interview. He knew every trend. But his own skills improved very slowly. One day his mentor asked a simple question. "Are you practicing music or are you practicing watching other people succeed? The question stayed with him. He realized he had confused inspiration with progress. The next day he changed his routine. He limited distractions. He practiced with complete attention. Month after month, his skills improved. Years later, he became the performer that others watched. His success began the moment he protected his focus. That lesson applies to every goal. If you want to write, spend more time writing than talking about writing. If you want to build a business, spend more time serving customers than comparing yourself to competitors. If you want better health, spend more time exercising than searching for the perfect workout. Action always beats distraction. One hidden enemy of focus is trying to do too many things at once. Many people wear busyness like a badge of honor. They answer messages while eating. They watch videos while working. They think about tomorrow while ignoring today. They believe multitasking makes them productive. Often it does the opposite. Every time your attention jumps from one task to another, your mind needs time to adjust. Those small interruptions add up. Your energy becomes divided. Your thinking becomes shallow. Your progress slows down. Great work requires deep attention. Whether you are learning a language, building a career, creating art, or improving your health, your best results come when your mind is fully present. Ask yourself a simple question. What deserves my best attention today? Not next week, not next month, today. Then give that task your full effort. Protect it as if your future depends on it, because it does. Another challenge to focus is comparison. The moment you become obsessed with someone else's journey, you lose sight of your own. You begin chasing what looks exciting instead of what truly matters. One person starts a business. Another becomes an investor. Someone else travels the world. Soon you feel pressure to do everything at once. But success is rarely built by chasing every opportunity. It is built by committing to the right opportunity. Remember that a river becomes powerful because it flows in one direction. If it spread in every direction at once, it would lose its strength. Your energy works the same way. Direction creates power. Discipline protects direction. Your environment also shapes your focus. Imagine trying to read an important book in the middle of a loud crowd. It would be difficult. Now imagine reading in a quiet room. Nothing about the book has changed. The environment has. Take a careful look at the spaces where you spend your time. Do they help you concentrate, or do they constantly pull your attention away? Sometimes a small change creates a big result. A clean desk, a silent phone, a scheduled work session, a notebook instead of endless browsing. Simple habits often produce extraordinary outcomes. There is another truth that many people overlook. Focus is not about saying yes, it is about saying no. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your dream. Every yes to unnecessary drama is a no to your peace. Every yes to wasted hours is a no to meaningful progress. Successful people understand this. They know they cannot do everything, so they choose what matters most. Then they protect it. That does not mean life becomes perfect. Unexpected problems will appear. Plans will change. Responsibilities will grow. Even then, return your attention to what truly matters. Do not let one difficult day become one wasted week. Do not let one setback become one abandoned dream. Bring your focus back again and again. Think of an archer aiming at a target. The archer does not watch the crowd. The archer does not worry about the weather. The eyes remain fixed on the target. Every movement supports that single purpose. Your goals deserve the same level of attention. Stay fixed on your target. You do not have to move faster than everyone else. You simply have to stop wandering. Here is a practical habit you can begin immediately. At the start of each morning, write down the 3 most important things you must accomplish that day. Only 3. Complete them before giving your attention to less important tasks. This simple habit trains your mind to recognize priorities instead of reacting to whatever appears first. Over time, your days become more intentional, your progress becomes more visible. Your confidence grows because you see meaningful results. There will always be distractions. Technology will continue to compete for your attention. People will continue to make demands on your time. Opportunities will continue to appear. You cannot control all of them, but you can control where you place your focus. That choice belongs to you every single day. Remember this. A successful life is not built by doing more. It is built by doing what matters most, with consistency. Protect your attention, protect your time, protect your energy. Most importantly, protect your purpose. The world will always offer you countless reasons to look away from your goals. Do not let it. Keep your eyes on the life you are building. Stay committed when distractions appear. Stay patient when results seem slow. Stay focused when others lose direction. Because every day you protect your focus, you move one step closer to becoming the person you were meant to become. Your future is shaped by what you choose to pay attention to today. Choose wisely, then keep going. Chapter 4. Master your daily habits. Your life is not shaped by what you do once. It is shaped by what you do every day. Most people wait for a breakthrough. They hope for the perfect opportunity. They believe one big moment will change everything. But lasting success is rarely created by one extraordinary event. It is created by ordinary habits repeated over and over again. The small things you do today become the big results you experience tomorrow. That is the quiet power of daily habits. Think about brushing your teeth. You do not expect dramatic results after doing it once. You do it every day because you understand that consistency matters. Success follows the same principle. Reading a few pages each day may not seem life-changing. Saving a small amount of money may not feel significant. Exercising for 30 minutes may not transform your body overnight. Yet these simple actions become powerful because they are repeated. The secret is not intensity. The secret is consistency. Many people fail because they underestimate small improvements. They believe progress must be dramatic to be meaningful. That belief causes them to quit too soon. Imagine planting a seed. You water it every day. For a while, nothing appears above the ground. You may wonder if your effort is being wasted. Then one morning, a small green shoot breaks through the soil. Did the growth happen overnight? No, it was happening all along. The roots were growing where you could not see them. Your habits work the same way. For weeks or even months, the results may seem invisible. But beneath the surface, your character is changing. Your discipline is growing. Your skills are improving. One day the results become impossible to ignore. The visible success is only the final stage of an invisible process. There is a story about a young carpenter who wanted to become a master craftsman. On his first day, he expected to build beautiful furniture. Instead, his mentor handed him a broom. For weeks, he swept the workshop. He organized tools. He learned how to care for every piece of equipment. He became frustrated. He wondered why he was not building tables or chairs. One afternoon, he finally asked his mentor, "When will I start doing real work?" The older man smiled. "You already are." He explained that great craftsmanship begins with discipline. A person who cannot care for simple responsibilities cannot be trusted with greater ones. Years later, the young carpenter became known for the quality of his work. People admired his talent. Very few knew that his success had begun with simple daily habits. Life often works that way. The habits that seem unimportant today become the foundation of tomorrow's success. One challenge many people face is relying on motivation. They wait until they feel inspired. They tell themselves they will begin next Monday, or next month, or next year. But motivation is unpredictable. Some days you feel excited, other days you do not. If your progress depends on your emotions, your progress will always be inconsistent. Habits are different. They do not ask how you feel, they ask what you have decided. A person with strong habits does not wake up each morning and negotiate with themselves. The decision has already been made. They simply follow the routine. This is why habits reduce stress. They remove unnecessary choices. Imagine if you had to decide every morning whether to brush your teeth. Life would become exhausting. Instead, the habit makes the decision automatic. You can create the same kind of certainty in other areas of your life. Wake up at the same time. Read every day. Exercise regularly. Plan your priorities. Protect your sleep. The more positive habits become automatic, the more energy you save for important decisions. There is another important truth. Every habit casts a vote for the person you are becoming. When you read instead of scrolling through endless distractions, you vote for becoming a learner. When you exercise instead of making excuses, you vote for becoming healthier. When you save money instead of spending carelessly, you vote for becoming financially responsible. Every action says something about your identity. Do not ask only, "What do I want to achieve?" Also ask, "Who do I want to become?" Goals give you direction. Habits build your identity. Imagine someone who wants to run a marathon. The race itself lasts only a few hours. The habits that prepare them last for months. Early morning runs, healthy meals, enough sleep, regular practice. The medal at the finish line is only the visible reward. The true victory is the person they became during the journey. Your goals work the same way. Success is not only about reaching a destination, it is about becoming stronger while getting there. Many people believe they need more time. Often they need better routines. Look carefully at how you spend your mornings. The first hour of your day often shapes everything that follows. If the morning begins with confusion, distractions, and rushing, the rest of the day usually follows the same pattern. If the morning begins with intention, focus, and preparation, your chances of having a productive day increase. You do not need an elaborate routine, you need a consistent one. Wake up, drink water, spend a few quiet minutes thinking about your priorities, move your body. Read something that helps you grow, then begin your most important work. Simple routines create powerful momentum. Evening habits matter just as much. Do not allow every day to end without reflection. Ask yourself a few honest questions. What did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? What lesson did I learn? These questions keep your mind focused on progress instead of perfection. Small reflections lead to better decisions. Better decisions lead to better habits. Better habits lead to a better life. There will be days when you miss a habit. That happens to everyone. Do not let one missed day become a reason to quit. Missing once is a mistake. Giving up completely is a choice. If you miss one workout, exercise tomorrow. If you skip one reading session, read the next day. Return to your routine as quickly as possible. Consistency is not about being perfect. It is about refusing to stay off track. Another mistake people make is trying to change everything at once. They create long lists of impossible routines. They try to wake up earlier, exercise longer, read more books, learn new skills, and completely transform their lives in 1 week. Soon they become overwhelmed, then they quit. Real change happens differently. Start with one habit, master it, then add another. A house is built one brick at a time. A strong character is built the same way. Never underestimate the power of one small improvement. Reading 10 pages every day becomes thousands of pages each year. Walking for 30 minutes every day becomes hundreds of hours of movement. Saving a little money each week becomes financial security over time. Small actions grow into remarkable results because they continue long after excitement fades. Remember this. Your habits are always working. They are either building the future you want or quietly creating the future you do not want. Every day, they move you in one direction or the other. Choose them carefully. Here is a simple exercise that can change your life. At the end of each day, write down one habit you completed successfully. Do not focus on what you missed. Focus on what you accomplished. This builds momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence encourages consistency. And consistency creates transformation. As this chapter comes to an end, remember one powerful truth. You do not rise to the level of your dreams. You rise to the level of your daily habits. Dreams inspire you. Habits shape you. The future you want is not built someday. It is built today. One choice, one action, one habit at a time. Master your daily habits. Keep showing up. Keep improving. And trust that every small step you take today is preparing you for the life you are working so hard to create. Chapter 5. Develop relentless discipline. There will be days when you do not feel like working. There will be mornings when your bed feels more comfortable than your goals. There will be moments when quitting seems easier than continuing. Those moments will shape your future. Not because they are easy, but because they reveal who you choose to become. This is where discipline begins. Many people believe success belongs to the most talented person. Others believe it belongs to the smartest person. The truth is often much simpler. Success usually belongs to the person who keeps going after everyone else has stopped. Talent may open a door. Discipline keeps that door open. Motivation is exciting. It gives you energy. It makes you feel unstoppable. But motivation is like the weather. Some days it is bright. Some days it disappears without warning. If you build your life around motivation, your progress will rise and fall with your emotions. Discipline is different. Discipline does not ask how you feel. It asks what you committed to. That is why discipline is more dependable than inspiration. Imagine a train traveling across the country. The passengers may feel excited, they may feel tired, they may feel bored. Their emotions change throughout the journey. The train continues moving because it follows the tracks. Discipline is the track that keeps your life moving in the right direction, even when your emotions change. Think about a farmer. The farmer does not plant seeds only on days when the weather feels perfect. The farmer understands that every season requires consistent work. Some days are enjoyable. Some are exhausting, yet the work continues. Months later, the harvest reflects the consistency of those daily efforts. Your goals work the same way. The harvest you want tomorrow depends on the discipline you practice today. There is a story about a young athlete who dreamed of becoming a champion. He admired successful competitors. He watched interviews. He imagined standing on the winner's podium. But his coach noticed something. The athlete trained hard when he felt motivated. On difficult days, he found excuses. He arrived late. He skipped extra practice. He promised to work harder tomorrow. One afternoon, the coach called him aside. He said something the athlete never forgot. Champions are not created on the days they feel strong. They are created on the days they feel like giving up, but keep going anyway. Those words changed everything. The athlete stopped waiting to feel inspired. He followed his training plan whether he felt excited or not. He learned that every completed practice strengthened more than his body. It strengthened his character. Years later, he achieved the success he had once imagined. People praised his talent. Very few understood that his greatest strength had been discipline. That lesson applies to every area of life. A writer finishes another page. A student studies one more chapter. A business owner serves another customer. A parent keeps showing up for their family. A leader continues making wise decisions. None of these actions depend on perfect feelings. They depend on consistent discipline. One of the greatest misunderstandings about discipline is believing it feels pleasant. Often it does not. Discipline asks you to choose what is important over what is comfortable. Comfort says, sleep a little longer. Discipline says, get up and begin. Comfort says, you can exercise tomorrow. Discipline says, move your body today. Comfort says, you have plenty of time. Discipline says, start now. Every day you hear both voices. The one you follow becomes your future. Another challenge is making excuses sound reasonable. The mind is very creative when it wants to avoid discomfort. You may tell yourself that you are too busy, that you need more experience, that the timing is not right, that one missed day does not matter. One excuse may seem harmless. Repeated excuses become habits. Habits become character. Character shapes destiny. That is why small decisions deserve your attention. A single choice may appear insignificant, but every choice teaches your mind what to expect from you. When you follow through, you strengthen trust in yourself. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, that trust becomes weaker. Discipline is really a promise kept, again and again. Imagine building a brick wall. One brick does not seem impressive, neither does the second or the 10th. Yet after enough days of steady work, a strong wall stands where empty space once existed. Your discipline grows the same way. Each day adds another brick, another promise, another victory. The results may not appear immediately. That does not mean they are not happening. Many people quit because they expect quick rewards. They exercise for 1 week and expect a complete transformation. They read one book and expect instant wisdom. They start a business and expect immediate success. Life rarely works that way. The greatest rewards belong to those who remain patient. Consider the bamboo tree. After planting the seed, very little appears above the ground for years. It seems as though nothing is happening. Yet beneath the surface, the roots are growing stronger. Then, when the foundation is ready, the tree grows rapidly. Your discipline is creating roots that others cannot see. Those unseen roots prepare you for visible success. Protect them. One powerful habit is learning to finish what you start. Many people begin with excitement. Few continue with determination. Completing small tasks trains your mind to complete larger ones. Finish the chapter. Finish the workout. Finish the project. Finish the promise you made to yourself. Completion builds confidence. Confidence fuels discipline. Discipline creates success. Another important lesson is this: do not make discipline more difficult than it needs to be. Prepare for success. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Keep a book within reach. Plan your schedule. Remove distractions before they become temptations. A wise person does not rely on willpower alone. A wise person builds an environment that supports good decisions. You also need to learn the difference between being busy and being productive. Being busy often feels satisfying. You answer messages, attend meetings, move from one task to another. At the end of the day, you feel exhausted, yet nothing important moved forward. Discipline asks a different question. What is the most important thing I can do right now? Then it encourages you to do that one thing well. Your future is built through meaningful work, not endless activity. There will be setbacks. There will be days when your routine breaks. Do not let one difficult day convince you that you have failed. Strong people are not those who never stumble. Strong people are those who stand up quickly. Return to your habits. Return to your purpose. Keep moving. The journey continues. Here is a simple exercise. Choose one commitment that truly matters. Perhaps it is reading for 20 minutes. Perhaps it is exercising. Perhaps it is working on your most important goal before checking your phone. Do it every day for the next 30 days. Do not judge the results too early. Judge your consistency. By the end of the month, you will notice something valuable. The habit becomes easier. Your confidence becomes stronger. You begin to trust yourself more. That trust is the beginning of relentless discipline. Remember this. The most successful people are not always the most gifted. Often they are simply the most consistent. They continue when others stop. They remain patient when others become discouraged. They stay committed when progress is slow. That steady commitment eventually separates them from the crowd. As you continue your journey, there will always be opportunities to choose comfort. There will always be reasons to delay. There will always be excuses waiting for your attention. Do not give them your future. Instead, choose discipline. Choose the action that brings you closer to your purpose. Choose the habit that strengthens your character. Choose the decision that your future self will thank you for, because every time you do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it, you become a stronger version of yourself. Relentless discipline is not about perfection. It is about showing up. Again and again and again. One day, people will look at your success and wonder how you achieved it. They will see the results. You will remember the ordinary mornings, the difficult choices, the quiet sacrifices, the promises you kept when no one was watching. That is where success was truly built. Not in one extraordinary moment, but through relentless discipline practiced every single day. Chapter 6. Turn obstacles into growth. Every successful life includes obstacles. No one is exempt. Every person you admire has faced disappointment, failure, rejection, and uncertainty. The difference is not that their path was easier. The difference is that they refused to let obstacles become the end of their story. They allowed obstacles to become teachers instead. Life has a way of testing every dream. The moment you decide to improve yourself, challenges appear. You may lose confidence. You may face criticism. You may make mistakes. You may wonder if the effort is worth it. These moments are not signs that you should stop. They are opportunities to grow stronger. Think about how muscles develop. A muscle grows only when it is challenged. Resistance creates strength. Without resistance, there is no growth. Your character works the same way. Difficult experiences stretch your patience. They strengthen your courage. They develop your resilience. They teach lessons that comfort never can. Many people spend their lives trying to avoid problems. That is understandable. Problems are uncomfortable. They create stress. They demand difficult decisions. But imagine a life with no challenges, no setbacks, no responsibility, no difficult choices. You would never discover how strong you could become. Growth requires resistance. That is one of life's greatest truths. There is a story about a young woman who dreamed of becoming an architect. She worked hard in school. She studied late into the night. After graduation, she applied for a position at a respected company. She was rejected. She applied again somewhere else. Another rejection. Months passed. Every rejection made her question herself. She wondered if she had chosen the wrong career. One evening, instead of feeling defeated, she decided to review every interview she had attended. She wrote down every mistake. She noticed patterns. She improved her communication. She strengthened her portfolio. She practiced explaining her ideas with confidence. Several months later, she interviewed again. This time, she received the job. Years later, she became one of the company's leading designers. When people asked about her success, she smiled. She knew those early rejections had become her greatest teachers. Without them, she would never have developed the skills that later set her apart. Obstacles often arrive carrying lessons that success cannot teach. The problem is that most people focus only on the pain. They forget to search for the lesson. Whenever something goes wrong, ask yourself one powerful question. What is this experience trying to teach me? That question changes everything. Instead of becoming a victim of the situation, you become a student of the situation. Students continue learning. Victims remain stuck. You always have a choice. One difficult conversation can improve your communication. One financial mistake can teach better money management. One business failure can reveal a better strategy. One disappointment can strengthen your patience. Every obstacle contains information. Your job is to find it. There is another important lesson. Failure is an event. It is not an identity. Many people make one mistake and begin describing themselves as failures. That is never true. You can fail at something without becoming a failure. The event ends. The lesson remains. Never confuse the two. Imagine a person learning to ride a bicycle. Falling is part of the process. No one expects perfect balance on the first attempt. Each fall teaches something: how to steer, how to balance, how to recover. Eventually the rider succeeds. Life follows the same pattern. Mistakes are often part of learning. They are not evidence that you should quit. Sometimes the obstacle is not outside you. Sometimes it is within you. Fear, doubt, procrastination, negative thinking. These invisible obstacles can become even more difficult than external challenges. The good news is this: anything that can be strengthened can also be trained. Courage grows through action. Confidence grows through experience. Discipline grows through repetition. Your greatest victories often begin inside your own mind. Another obstacle many people face is criticism. No matter what you do, someone will have an opinion. Some criticism is useful, some is not. Learn to tell the difference. Constructive criticism helps you improve. Destructive criticism only tries to discourage you. Accept the first, ignore the second. Do not allow every opinion to become a permanent voice inside your mind. The people who achieve great things understand that criticism is often part of progress. If you are growing, someone may question your decisions. If you are changing, someone may become uncomfortable. That does not mean you are wrong. It often means you are moving beyond familiar limits. There is a saying that smooth seas do not create skilled sailors. A captain becomes experienced by navigating storms. Every wave teaches something. Every challenge develops better judgment. Your life is no different. The storms you survive prepare you for responsibilities you have not yet imagined. One of the greatest dangers during difficult times is losing perspective. A temporary setback begins to feel permanent. One bad day becomes proof that life will never improve. Do not believe that story. One chapter does not define an entire book. Every day offers another opportunity to begin again. Remember how many successful people faced repeated setbacks before achieving their goals. Inventors created thousands of unsuccessful experiments before making important discoveries. Authors collected rejection letters before publishing best-selling books. Business owners experienced financial losses before building successful companies. Athletes lost competitions before winning championships. Their setbacks were real, so was their determination. Persistence transformed obstacles into opportunities. Patience plays an important role as well. Growth rarely happens as quickly as we hope. We plant seeds today. The harvest comes later. Many people give up because they confuse slow progress with no progress. Never make that mistake. If you continue learning, continue improving, and continue taking action, you are moving forward even when results are not immediately visible. Think of a sculptor standing before a large block of stone. One strike of the hammer changes very little. The second strike appears no different, neither does the 100th. Then one final strike reveals a beautiful sculpture. Did the last strike create the masterpiece? No, every strike mattered. Progress had been building all along. Your efforts work the same way. Every lesson learned, every obstacle overcome, every challenge faced with courage. Each one shapes the person you are becoming. There is also wisdom in asking for help. Turning obstacles into growth does not mean facing every challenge alone. Strong people seek guidance. They learn from mentors. They ask questions. They accept advice from those with experience. Seeking help is not weakness, it is wisdom. No one reaches great heights without learning from others. Here is a practical exercise you can begin today. Think about one obstacle you are facing right now. Write it down. Next to it, answer 3 questions. What can this challenge teach me? What action can I take today? Who can help me grow through this experience? These simple questions move your attention away from the problem and toward the solution. That shift in thinking changes how you respond. Eventually, it changes your life. As you continue your journey, remember this truth. Your greatest growth will rarely come during your easiest seasons. It will come during moments when you choose courage over comfort, faith over fear, persistence over surrender. The obstacles standing in front of you today may become the very reason you succeed tomorrow. Do not run from difficulty. Learn from it. Do not fear failure. Study it. Do not resent challenges. Welcome the lessons they bring. Every obstacle carries 2 possibilities. It can stop you, or it can strengthen you. The choice belongs to you. Choose growth. Choose resilience. Choose to believe that every challenge is preparing you for something greater. One day you will look back at the hardest moments of your life. You will realize they did not arrive to destroy your future. They arrived to build the person capable of achieving it. Turn every obstacle into growth. Keep learning. Keep adapting. Keep moving forward. Because the strongest people are not those who never struggle. They are the ones who refuse to stop growing through every struggle they face. Chapter 7. Guard your time. Time is the one resource you can never replace. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose a job and find another. You can lose an opportunity and create a new one. But once a moment passes, it is gone forever. No one can buy another yesterday. No one can relive an hour that has already disappeared. That is why learning to guard your time is one of the most important skills you will ever develop. Many people believe they need more time. In reality, they need better choices. Every person receives the same 24 hours each day. The difference is not found in the number of hours. It is found in how those hours are used. Some people invest their time, others spend it, and many simply waste it without realizing what they have lost. Imagine receiving a bank account every morning with $86,400. The only rule is that whatever you do not use by the end of the day disappears forever. You cannot save it. You cannot borrow more. You cannot carry it into tomorrow. You would probably think very carefully before wasting even a small amount. Now remember this. Every day you receive 86,400 seconds. They disappear one by one. Whether you use them wisely or carelessly, they are gone by midnight. Time is even more valuable than money because it cannot be recovered. The question is simple. Are you investing your time or giving it away? There is a story about an old craftsman who was known throughout his town for creating beautiful wooden furniture. People often asked him how he completed such detailed work without feeling rushed. He always gave the same answer. I never rushed. I simply protect my hours. Each morning he planned his most important task before the day began. He ignored unnecessary interruptions. He finished one piece before starting another. When his work was complete, he spent time with his family and rested without guilt. People admired the quality of his furniture. They believed he possessed extraordinary talent. Very few realized that his greatest skill was not woodworking. It was protecting his time. Your future is shaped by the way you use ordinary days, not special occasions, not rare opportunities. Ordinary days. Every hour becomes part of the life you are building. This is why successful people pay close attention to their schedules. They understand that saying yes to one thing often means saying no to something else. Every commitment has a cost. Sometimes the cost is obvious. Sometimes it is hidden. A few hours of meaningless entertainment may seem harmless, but those same hours could have been spent learning a new skill, building a business, reading a valuable book, improving your health, or simply enjoying meaningful time with people you love. Every choice creates another future. Choose carefully. One of the greatest thieves of time is distraction. Distractions rarely announce themselves as dangers. They appear harmless. Just one short video, just one quick message, just a few minutes of browsing. Soon an entire evening has disappeared. The problem is not one distraction. The problem is hundreds of small distractions repeated every day. Small leaks can sink a large ship. Small distractions can quietly steal a great future. Ask yourself an honest question. How much of your day is spent on things that truly matter? Do not answer based on good intentions. Answer based on your actions. Your calendar often reveals your priorities more clearly than your words. Another common mistake is confusing activity with progress. Being busy does not always mean being productive. Some people spend the entire day moving from one task to another. They answer emails, attend meetings, respond to messages. By evening they feel exhausted, yet their most important goal remains untouched. Productive people think differently. They begin with what matters most. They protect time for meaningful work before allowing less important tasks to fill their day. Imagine an archer aiming at a target. The archer does not shoot arrows in every direction. Each shot has a purpose. Your hours deserve the same level of intention. Every day, ask yourself one important question. What is the most valuable use of my time today? Once you know the answer, protect it. Do not allow unnecessary interruptions to steal it. Another lesson about time is learning to say no. Many people struggle with this. They agree to every invitation, every request, every favor, every opportunity. Eventually they become overwhelmed. Their own goals are pushed aside while they spend their lives completing someone else's priorities. Saying no does not make you selfish. It makes you responsible. Every meaningful yes requires many thoughtful no decisions. When you say yes to your health, you may need to say no to unhealthy habits. When you say yes to learning, you may need to say no to endless entertainment. When you say yes to your purpose, you may need to say no to distractions that offer temporary pleasure but no lasting value. Protecting your time means protecting your future. There is another truth many people ignore. Rest is also an investment. Working without rest does not make you stronger. It often makes you less effective. A tired mind makes poor decisions. A tired body loses energy. A tired spirit struggles to stay motivated. Rest allows you to recover. It prepares you for tomorrow's work. There is wisdom in knowing when to stop. Balance is not weakness. It is sustainability. Think of a runner preparing for a marathon. The runner trains hard, but training alone is not enough. Recovery is also necessary. Without proper rest, even the strongest runner becomes exhausted. Your personal growth follows the same principle. Work with commitment. Rest with purpose. Return stronger. Another powerful habit is planning your day before it begins. Do not wake up and allow the world to decide your priorities. Decide them yourself. Spend a few quiet minutes each evening or each morning writing down your most important tasks. Keep the list simple. Focus on what truly matters. When your priorities are clear, your decisions become easier. Clarity protects time. Confusion wastes it. You should also remember that every season of life is different. There are seasons for learning, seasons for building, seasons for recovering, seasons for leading. Do not compare your timeline with someone else's. Your responsibility is to make the best use of the season you are living in today. That is enough. One day you will look back on your life. You will not remember every message you answered, every television show you watched, or every hour spent worrying about things you could not control. You will remember the meaningful moments, the skills you developed, the people you loved, the challenges you overcame, the purpose you pursued. Spend more time creating those memories, less time collecting distractions. Here is a simple exercise that can transform your relationship with time. For 1 week, write down how you spend each hour of your day. Be completely honest. Do not judge yourself. Simply observe. At the end of the week, review your notes. Ask yourself 3 questions. What activities moved my life forward? What activities added little value? What changes can I make next week? Awareness is the first step toward improvement. You cannot change what you refuse to notice. Remember this truth. Time does not move faster as you become older. It only feels that way because life becomes busier. That is why protecting your time becomes even more important. If you do not decide how your hours will be used, someone else will gladly decide for you. Guard your mornings, guard your attention, guard your energy, guard your priorities. Most importantly, guard the dreams that deserve your best hours. The life you hope to build will never appear by accident. It will be built 1 hour at a time, 1 decision at a time, 1 focused day at a time. Respect your time because it is the foundation of everything you hope to become. Use it with intention. Spend it with wisdom. Invest it in growth. Because every hour you protect today becomes part of the future you will one day be proud to call your own. Chapter 8. Control your mind and emotions. Your greatest battle is not with the world, it is with yourself. Long before success or failure becomes visible, a quieter battle is taking place inside your mind. It is the battle between fear and courage, between patience and frustration, between discipline and temptation, between hope and doubt. The person who learns to master this inner battle gains an advantage that no one can take away. Life will not always be fair. People will disappoint you, plans will change, unexpected problems will appear. You cannot control every event that happens around you, but you can learn to control how you respond. That is where real strength begins. Many people spend years trying to change their circumstances. Few spend enough time learning to manage their thoughts and emotions. Yet your response to a situation often matters more than the situation itself. Imagine 2 people losing the same opportunity. One becomes bitter. He blames everyone around him. He gives up on future opportunities because he believes nothing will ever work. The other feels disappointed as well. But after a short time, she begins asking different questions. What can I learn? How can I improve? What is my next step? Months later, their lives look completely different. The event was the same. Their response was different. That response shaped their future. Your mind is like a garden. If you neglect it, weeds will grow. Negative thoughts, fear, resentment, self-doubt. These thoughts appear naturally if they are left unattended. A healthy garden requires care. Your mind does too. You must choose what you allow to grow. Every thought you repeat becomes stronger. Every emotion you feed becomes more familiar. That is why protecting your inner world is so important. There is a story about an elderly teacher who lived in a quiet village. One day a young student asked him why some people remained calm during difficult times while others lost control so easily. The teacher smiled and handed the student 2 cups of hot water. Into the first cup he placed a spoonful of sugar. Into the second cup he placed a spoonful of salt. He stirred both cups. Then he asked the student to taste them. The first cup was sweet. The second was bitter. The teacher said, "The hot water represents life's difficulties. The water is the same. What changes is what you carry within you." The lesson was simple. Your inner character shapes your outer experience. The stronger your mind becomes, the steadier your emotions become. One of the greatest emotional traps is allowing temporary feelings to make permanent decisions. Everyone experiences frustration. Everyone experiences sadness. Everyone experiences fear. These emotions are part of being human. The problem begins when emotions become your leader instead of your messenger. Emotions provide information. They should not control your direction. Imagine driving a car. The dashboard contains warning lights. If the fuel light appears, it reminds you to fill the tank. You do not panic. You do not abandon the car. You respond wisely. Emotions work in a similar way. Stress may remind you to slow down, fear may encourage better preparation, anger may reveal that a boundary has been crossed. The emotion is not the final answer, it is simply information. Your responsibility is to respond with wisdom rather than react without thinking. Another challenge is overthinking. Many people spend so much time imagining problems that they never take action. They replay old conversations. They worry about future situations. They create arguments that never happen. Meanwhile, valuable time continues to pass. Overthinking gives the illusion of progress. In reality, it often produces anxiety instead of solutions. Whenever you notice yourself trapped in endless thinking, ask one simple question. What action can I take right now? Even a small step is better than endless worry. Action brings clarity. Movement creates confidence. Waiting rarely solves anything. Another powerful habit is learning to pause before you respond. When someone criticizes you, pause. When life surprises you, pause. When anger begins to rise, pause. A few seconds of patience can prevent years of regret. Words spoken in anger cannot be taken back. Decisions made in panic often create bigger problems. Strong people are not those who react the fastest. Strong people are those who respond with wisdom. There is a reason experienced leaders remain calm during difficult situations. Their calmness does not mean they feel no pressure. It means they have trained themselves not to let pressure control them. Calm thinking creates better decisions. Better decisions create better outcomes. You can develop the same ability. It begins with awareness. Notice your thoughts, notice your emotions, notice the stories you tell yourself, then choose whether those stories deserve your belief. Gratitude is another powerful way to strengthen your mind. It is difficult to remain trapped in negativity while sincerely appreciating what is good in your life. This does not mean pretending that problems do not exist. It means refusing to let problems become the only thing you see. Every day contains something worth appreciating, a lesson learned, a kind conversation, good health, a new opportunity, a peaceful morning. Gratitude shifts your attention from what is missing to what is present. That simple shift changes your perspective. Another emotion that quietly steals happiness is resentment. Holding on to anger may feel justified, but resentment hurts the person carrying it more than the person who caused it. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day. The longer you carry it, the more exhausted you become. Resentment works the same way. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened. It does not mean pretending the pain was acceptable. It means choosing not to carry the weight forever. You free yourself when you let go. Your energy can then be used for growth instead of bitterness. There will also be moments when doubt speaks loudly. It will tell you that you are not capable, that you are too late, that you should stop trying. Remember this. Not every thought deserves your trust. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean it is true. Question negative beliefs. Replace them with facts. Remind yourself of the challenges you have already overcome. Remember the promises you have kept. Remember how far you have already come. Your past victories become evidence that you can face today's challenge. Peace of mind is not something you discover by accident. It is something you create through daily choices. Limit unnecessary negativity. Spend time with people who encourage growth. Read books that strengthen your thinking. Protect your mornings from chaos. Give yourself moments of quiet reflection. A peaceful mind rarely develops in a noisy life. There is wisdom in slowing down. The world often encourages constant movement, constant entertainment, constant comparison, constant pressure, but your mind needs moments of stillness. Just as your body needs sleep, your mind needs quiet. In those quiet moments, you often discover your clearest thoughts. Here is a simple exercise you can practice every evening. Before going to sleep, ask yourself 3 questions. What challenged me today? How did I respond? How can I respond even better tomorrow? Do not judge yourself harshly. Simply learn. Small improvements repeated daily create remarkable emotional strength. As this chapter comes to an end, remember one important truth. Your circumstances will change throughout your life. Some seasons will be joyful, others will be difficult. You cannot always choose the season, but you can choose the person you become within it. Train your mind to seek solutions instead of excuses. Train your emotions to support your purpose instead of controlling it. Choose patience when others rush. Choose courage when fear appears. Choose gratitude when negativity becomes easy. Choose peace when anger invites you to react. The strongest people are not those who never feel emotion. They are the ones who refuse to let emotion become their master. Master your thoughts, guide your emotions, protect your peace. Because when your mind becomes stronger than your circumstances, you discover a quiet confidence that nothing outside you can destroy. That is real strength, and it will serve you for the rest of your life. Chapter 9. Think beyond today. The life you will live tomorrow is being built by the choices you make today. Every decision matters. Every habit matters. Every hour matters. Mason, hour matters. Most people think about what feels good right now. Successful people think about what will matter years from now. That is one of the greatest differences between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one. It is not luck. It is not talent. It is perspective. When you learn to think beyond today, your priorities begin to change. You stop asking, what is easiest? You begin asking, what will bring the greatest value in the future? That single shift can change the direction of your life. Imagine two friends who graduate from school on the same day. Both have the same amount of potential. Both are excited about the future. The first friend spends most evenings seeking entertainment. He tells himself there is always time to become serious later. The second friend also enjoys life, but each day she spends a little time reading, learning new skills, saving money, and improving herself. At the end of 1 year, the difference between them is small. After 5 years, it becomes obvious. After 10 years, they are living completely different lives. Neither future appeared overnight. Each future was built one decision at a time. That is the power of thinking beyond today. Many people underestimate the value of preparation. They only prepare when a challenge arrives. Wise people prepare before the challenge appears. Think about an experienced sailor. The sailor does not wait for a storm before checking the boat. The sails are repaired in advance. The equipment is inspected early. The supplies are gathered before the journey begins. Preparation creates confidence. The same principle applies to your life. Prepare your mind before difficulties appear. Prepare your finances before unexpected expenses arrive. Prepare your skills before opportunities come. The future rewards those who prepare for it. There is a story about a young employee who dreamed of becoming a manager. He completed his daily responsibilities well, but when his work was finished, he did something different from everyone else. He stayed for an extra hour to learn new skills. He asked experienced leaders thoughtful questions. He volunteered for difficult projects. His co-workers laughed. They said he was working too hard. Years later, a leadership position became available. The company did not need to search very far. The young employee was ready. His promotion surprised many people. It did not surprise him. He had been preparing long before the opportunity arrived. Success often looks like luck to people who never saw the preparation. Your future is influenced by what you repeatedly prepare for. Another reason people struggle is that they expect immediate rewards. They plant seeds in the morning and hope for fruit by evening. Life does not work that way. Every meaningful achievement requires patience. A tree grows slowly. A strong building is constructed one layer at a time. A meaningful career develops over years of learning and experience. The greatest rewards usually belong to those who are willing to wait. Patience is not passive. Patience is active preparation while time does its work. Another important lesson is learning to delay gratification. This simply means choosing a greater reward later instead of a smaller reward now. Imagine a student preparing for an important examination. Friends invite the student to spend every evening relaxing. Entertainment sounds enjoyable. But the student understands that short-term comfort may create long-term regret. Instead, time is invested in study. Weeks later, the examination is complete. The temporary sacrifice leads to lasting success. Life presents this choice every day. Spend or save, rest or practice, complain or improve, quit or continue. Each decision shapes your future. Thinking beyond today means understanding that today's comfort is not always tomorrow's happiness. Sometimes today's discipline becomes tomorrow's freedom. One of the greatest investments you can ever make is learning. Knowledge grows with time. Skills grow with practice. Wisdom grows with experience. Money can be lost, possessions can disappear. But what you learn becomes part of you. That is why successful people remain lifelong learners. They understand that the person who keeps learning continues growing. The person who stops learning eventually stops improving. Imagine carrying two buckets. One bucket represents entertainment. The other represents education. Both have value. The problem begins when one bucket receives all your attention. Balance is important. But remember this, the knowledge you gain today may solve a problem you face years from now. Learning is one of the few investments that continues paying you for the rest of your life. Your relationships also deserve long-term thinking. Many people focus only on meeting new people. Wise people focus on becoming someone worth knowing. Trust takes time to build. Respect grows through consistent actions. Strong friendships develop through honesty, kindness, and reliability. These qualities cannot be rushed. If you invest in good relationships today, they will support you during difficult seasons tomorrow. Health follows the same principle. Your future body is shaped by today's habits. Healthy meals matter. Regular movement matters. Rest matters. Stress management matters. Many people ignore their health while chasing success. Eventually they discover that success means very little without the strength to enjoy it. Protect your health. It supports every dream you hope to achieve. Another mistake people make is living only for weekends, holidays, or future milestones. I will be happy when I get promoted. I will be happy when I buy a house. I will be happy when I reach my goal. There is nothing wrong with having goals, but do not postpone your entire life until they arrive. Learn to enjoy the journey. Celebrate progress. Appreciate small victories. Growth becomes much more meaningful when you value each step instead of only the destination. Think about a mountain climber. Reaching the summit is unforgettable, but the journey teaches endurance, patience, skill, confidence. Without the climb, the view would have little meaning. Life works the same way. Your greatest growth often happens before you reach your goal. There will also be unexpected changes. Plans may fail. New opportunities may appear. The future rarely unfolds exactly as you imagine. That is why flexibility is important. Thinking beyond today does not mean controlling every detail. It means preparing yourself to adapt wisely when life changes direction. A strong tree bends during powerful winds. It does not break because its roots are deep. Build deep roots, develop strong values, strengthen your character. Learn continuously. These qualities will support you no matter what tomorrow brings. Here is a practical exercise. Write a letter to your future self. Imagine yourself 5 years from today. Describe the person you hope to become. Write about your habits, your character, your health, your relationships, your purpose. Then ask yourself one honest question. What can I do today that will help this future become reality? Choose one action, then repeat it tomorrow and the next day. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary futures. Remember this truth. Your future is not created by one dramatic decision. It is created by thousands of ordinary decisions that most people never notice. The book you choose to read, the skill you choose to practice, the conversation you choose to have, the habit you choose to build, the distraction you choose to avoid. Every choice matters. Every day is an investment. Spend it wisely. As this chapter comes to an end, remember that your greatest responsibility is not simply to enjoy today. It is to prepare wisely for tomorrow. Dream about the future, plan for the future, work for the future, but begin today. Because tomorrow is not built when tomorrow arrives. It is built right now. The person you become next year is being shaped by the choices you make in this moment. Think beyond today. Live with purpose, invest in your future, and trust that every wise decision you make today is quietly creating a life that will reward you for years to come. Chapter 10. Keep growing until you win. Winning is not a destination, it is a direction. Many people believe success is a single moment. They imagine that one achievement will finally make them feel complete. They think there will come a day when every challenge disappears and every goal has been reached. Life does not work that way. Every achievement opens the door to another opportunity. Every lesson leads to another lesson. Every victory becomes the foundation for greater growth. That is why the people who achieve lasting success never stop improving. They understand that growth is not something you do for a season. It becomes a way of living. Imagine climbing a mountain. When you first begin, the summit seems impossibly far away. Each step feels small. Sometimes the path becomes steep. Sometimes the weather changes. Sometimes you become tired. You may even wonder if you should turn back. But every step moves you higher. Eventually you reach the top. The view is breathtaking. You celebrate the moment. Then you notice something unexpected. Beyond that mountain stands another. Life is much the same. There is always another level to reach, another skill to learn, another challenge to overcome, another opportunity to become wiser. That should not discourage you. It should inspire you. Because it means your potential is far greater than you imagine. Many people stop growing the moment they become comfortable. Comfort feels safe. It asks nothing from you. It allows you to repeat the same routines without thinking. But comfort has a hidden cost. The longer you remain there, the smaller your world becomes. Growth begins where comfort ends. Every time you choose to learn something new, you expand your future. Every time you face a difficult challenge, you become stronger. Every time you refuse to settle for less than your best, your character grows. There is a story about a master violinist who had performed for audiences around the world. After one remarkable concert, a young student approached him and asked a sincere question. "You have already become one of the greatest musicians. Why do you still practice for hours every day?" The violinist smiled. "Because I still hear things I can improve." That answer surprised the student. The musician had achieved international success. Yet he continued learning. He continued practicing. He continued refining his craft. His greatness did not come from believing he had arrived. It came from believing there was always another level of excellence to reach. That mindset separates lifelong winners from those who stop too soon. The moment you believe there is nothing left to learn, your progress begins to slow. Curiosity keeps you growing. Humility keeps you learning. Discipline keeps you improving. These qualities create lasting success. One of the greatest obstacles to growth is the fear of beginning again. Many people avoid learning new skills because they dislike feeling inexperienced. They want immediate confidence. But every expert was once a beginner. Every master once struggled. Every leader once made mistakes. Do not be ashamed of starting small. Be proud that you had the courage to begin. Growth often looks awkward before it looks impressive. Think about learning to play a musical instrument. At first, every note requires concentration. Simple songs feel difficult. Mistakes happen often. With consistent practice, those same movements become natural. The skill that once seemed impossible becomes part of who you are. Life follows the same pattern. Practice creates progress. Progress creates confidence. Confidence encourages even greater growth. Another important lesson is learning from every season of life. There will be seasons of success. Celebrate them. There will also be seasons of struggle. Learn from them. Do not waste either season. Success teaches gratitude. Failure teaches resilience. Both have value. Sometimes your greatest lessons arrive during your hardest moments. Never allow pain to leave without first taking its wisdom. Growth also requires honest reflection. Many people are busy, few are reflective. At the end of each day, pause for a moment. Ask yourself simple questions. What did I learn today? How did I improve? What can I do better tomorrow? These questions may seem ordinary, yet they create extraordinary awareness. Small improvements made consistently become remarkable transformations over time. Another danger is comparing your journey with someone else's. Comparison steals joy. It also steals focus. You may see another person's success and assume they are moving faster than you. What you do not see are their years of preparation, their failures, their sacrifices, their quiet persistence. Your responsibility is not to compete with everyone. Your responsibility is to become better than you were yesterday. That is a race you can win every day. Imagine reading one page of a book each day. One page seems insignificant. After 1 year, you have read hundreds of pages. The same principle applies to every area of life. One healthy meal, one thoughtful decision, one meaningful conversation, 1 hour of focused work. These small actions compound over time. Never underestimate the power of consistent improvement. There will be moments when progress feels invisible. You will work hard without immediate results. You will wonder whether your efforts matter. They do. Think about a sculptor shaping a large piece of stone. One strike of the hammer changes very little. The second appears no different. The 100th seems almost invisible. Then one final strike reveals the beautiful sculpture hidden inside. People admire the final moment. They forget the hundreds of careful strikes that made it possible. Your life is being shaped in the same quiet way. Every lesson, every habit, every challenge, every act of discipline. Each one is helping create the person you are becoming. Growth is also strengthened by the people around you. Spend time with those who inspire you to improve. Choose friends who celebrate your progress instead of encouraging your excuses. Seek mentors who challenge your thinking. Read the words of people who have walked the path before you. The voices you listen to influence the person you become. Choose them wisely. Another important truth is that growth should include every part of your life. Grow in knowledge, grow in character, grow in kindness, grow in patience, grow in discipline, grow in gratitude. Real success is not measured only by money or recognition. It is measured by the quality of the person you become. A wealthy person without integrity is not truly successful. A famous person without peace is not truly successful. The greatest achievement is becoming someone whose character matches their accomplishments. As your success increases, remain humble. Humility keeps your mind open. It reminds you that every person has something to teach you. Arrogance closes doors. Humility opens them. The strongest leaders continue asking questions. They continue listening. They continue learning. That is why they continue growing. Here is a simple exercise you can practice every week. Choose one area of your life you want to improve. Read one chapter of a helpful book. Learn one new idea. Practice one new skill. Apply what you learned before searching for something else. Knowledge without action creates little change. Applied knowledge transforms lives. Week after week, These small improvements build remarkable momentum. One day you will look back and realize how much you have changed, not because of one dramatic breakthrough, but because you refuse to stop growing. Remember this: winning is not about defeating other people, it is about becoming the best version of yourself. Every day you choose growth over comfort, you win. Every day you choose discipline over excuses, you win. Every day you choose learning over pride, you win. Every day you choose persistence over quitting, you win. Success is not reserved for people who never fail. It belongs to people who never stop learning. Never believe you have reached your limit. Your potential is greater than today's achievements. There is another lesson to learn, another skill to master, another opportunity waiting for your preparation. Keep your mind open, keep your heart humble, keep your standards high. Most importantly, keep moving forward. As this book has reminded you from the beginning, the journey is not about impressing the world, it is about transforming yourself. That transformation does not happen in a single day. It happens one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one lesson at a time. Keep growing when progress feels slow. Keep growing when success finally arrives. Keep growing when life becomes difficult. And keep growing when others decide they have done enough. Because the moment you stop growing, you stop becoming. The moment you continue growing, you continue winning. So never settle, never become satisfied with yesterday's version of yourself. Keep learning, keep improving, keep believing, keep growing until you win. Then keep growing even after you do. Chapter 11. Build a life that speaks for itself. The strongest success does not need to be announced. It can be seen. It can be felt. It speaks through character. It speaks through consistency. It speaks through the way a person lives every single day. Many people spend too much time trying to appear successful. They want recognition before they have earned it. They want applause before they have done the work. They want the image of success without accepting the responsibility that creates it. Real success works in the opposite direction. First comes the work, then comes the growth. Only after that do the results begin to speak. There is a quiet confidence that belongs to people who know they have given their best. They do not need to prove themselves in every conversation. They do not need to win every argument. They do not need constant attention. Their actions have already become their introduction. Imagine walking into a beautiful garden. The flowers do not announce themselves. The trees do not compete for attention. The fragrance speaks for itself. The beauty is impossible to ignore. A meaningful life is much the same. When your habits are strong, your character is honest, and your work is consistent, people notice without you asking them to. Your life becomes your message. There is a story about a craftsman who repaired old clocks. His small workshop stood on a quiet street. He never advertised. He rarely spoke about his skills, yet people traveled from distant towns to visit him. One day, a young apprentice asked him why he never promoted his business. The old craftsman smiled. "I would rather spend my time improving my work than talking about it." For decades he repaired every clock with patience and care. Customers trusted him because his work never disappointed them. His reputation spread from one satisfied person to another. He never chased attention. He earned trust. That is a lesson worth remembering. Reputation is built through repeated actions, not repeated words. Many people want respect. Few understand how it is earned. Respect cannot be demanded. It cannot be purchased. It cannot be forced. It grows slowly through honesty, through reliability, through keeping promises, through treating people with kindness, even when no one is watching. Every decision adds another piece to your reputation. That reputation eventually becomes your legacy. One of the greatest mistakes people make is living for appearances. They buy things they cannot afford to impress people they barely know. They pretend to be happy while quietly struggling inside. They seek admiration instead of authenticity. But appearances fade. Character remains. The world may admire what you own for a moment. It remembers who you are for a lifetime. Ask yourself an honest question. If no one could see your achievements, would you still do the work? Would you still read the book? Would you still exercise? Would you still keep your promises? Would you still help others? If the answer is yes, you are building the right foundation. Because true excellence is not performed for an audience. It is practiced because it reflects your values. Another important truth is that small actions reveal great character. Anyone can be kind when life is easy. Anyone can remain calm when everything goes according to plan. Character becomes visible during difficult moments. How do you respond when someone treats you unfairly? How do you behave when no one is watching? Do you keep your word even when it becomes inconvenient? These ordinary moments reveal extraordinary truths about who you are. Think about a bridge. People trust it because it has proven itself over time. Every day it carries weight without complaint. Every year it remains dependable. Trust in people grows the same way. Consistency creates confidence. When others know they can depend on you, your life begins to speak louder than your words. There is another quality that quietly builds a meaningful life: humility. Humility does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking less about yourself. Confident people do not constantly seek attention. They focus on serving others. They continue learning. They remain grateful for every opportunity. Humility keeps success from becoming pride. It reminds you that there is always more to learn, always another person to encourage, always another opportunity to grow. Generosity also shapes a life that speaks for itself. Success becomes more meaningful when it benefits others. Knowledge becomes more valuable when it is shared. Kindness becomes more powerful when it is offered without expecting anything in return. Imagine lighting one candle with another. The first candle loses nothing. Instead, the room becomes brighter. Your encouragement works the same way. Helping others grow never reduces your own success. It multiplies it. Many people measure success by money alone. Money is useful. It creates opportunities. It provides security. But money alone cannot define a meaningful life. Think about the people you admire most. Do you remember them because of their possessions or because of their integrity, their generosity, their courage, their wisdom? The greatest influence comes from the person someone becomes, not from the things they accumulate. Another important part of building a meaningful life is accepting responsibility. Do not blame others for every difficulty. Do not wait for perfect circumstances. Own your decisions. Learn from your mistakes. Correct your course when necessary. Responsible people become trustworthy. Trustworthy people become respected. Respected people leave lasting influence. The chain begins with responsibility. There will be moments when no one notices your effort. You may work hard without receiving praise. You may remain honest while others take shortcuts. You may choose integrity while others choose convenience. Continue anyway. Not every reward arrives immediately. The strongest rewards often come quietly. Peace of mind, self-respect, a clear conscience. These rewards cannot be purchased. They are earned through the way you choose to live. Another lesson is learning to let your results speak. You do not need to announce every goal. You do not need to explain every plan. Sometimes silence is more powerful than promises. Work quietly. Improve steadily. Allow your progress to become the conversation. A tree never convinces people that it is growing. The fruit provides the evidence. Your life should produce the same kind of evidence. There is wisdom in becoming dependable. Be the person who arrives on time. The person who finishes what they begin. The person who keeps promises. The person who remains calm during challenges. Dependability may not seem exciting, yet it is one of the rarest and most valuable qualities in the world. People remember those they can trust. Another important habit is treating every person with respect. Do not judge someone's value by their position or status. The way you treat people who can offer you nothing in return says more about your character than the way you treat those who are powerful. Kindness costs little. Its impact can last a lifetime. Here is a simple exercise. At the end of each week, ask yourself 3 questions. Did my actions match my values? Did I leave people better than I found them? If someone observed my life this week, what would they learn about my character? These questions help you build a life based on intention instead of appearance. Remember this truth. People may forget your words, they may forget your accomplishments, but they rarely forget how you made them feel. Choose patience, choose honesty, choose compassion, choose excellence. These qualities create a reputation that no title can replace. As this chapter comes to an end, remember that your life is speaking every day. It speaks through your habits, through your choices, through your attitude, through the promises you keep, through the way you respond to success, through the way you respond to failure. Ask yourself what story your life is telling, then make sure it is a story worth remembering. Do not chase recognition, chase excellence. Do not chase applause, chase integrity. Do not chase popularity, chase purpose. When you live with honesty, discipline, humility, and kindness, something remarkable happens. You no longer need to convince people of your values. They can see them. Your work reflects them. Your relationships reflect them. Your character reflects them. And without saying a word, your life begins to speak for itself. Chapter 12. Focus on yourself until you win. You have reached the final chapter. But this is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new one. Everything you have learned throughout this book leads to one simple truth. The quality of your life depends on the quality of the person you choose to become. That transformation begins when you stop looking outward for answers and start building yourself from within. The title of this book is more than a collection of words. It is a way of living. Focus on yourself until you win. This does not mean ignoring the people you love. It does not mean becoming selfish. It means taking full responsibility for your growth. It means refusing to allow distractions, comparisons, excuses, or fear to control your future. It means becoming so committed to your purpose that every day becomes another opportunity to improve. When you first began listening to this book, you were invited to make a decision. The decision to stop chasing approval. The decision to believe in yourself. The decision to protect your focus. The decision to build better habits. The decision to develop discipline. The decision to grow through obstacles. The decision to guard your time. The decision to master your mind. The decision to think beyond today. The decision to keep growing. The decision to build a life that speaks for itself. Now all of those decisions come together. They form a new identity. The identity of someone who no longer waits for life to change. Someone who creates change. Many people spend years asking why their lives remain the same. The answer is often hidden in their daily choices. They repeat the same habits. They make the same excuses. They avoid the same challenges. Then they hope for different results. Hope is valuable, but hope without action changes nothing. Action gives hope direction. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity, another chance to improve, another chance to become stronger. Do not waste those opportunities by waiting for perfect conditions. Perfection does not exist. Progress does. Choose progress every single day. Imagine an artist standing before a blank canvas. The masterpiece does not appear in one stroke of the brush. It is created one careful movement at a time. Some days the progress is obvious. Other days it is difficult to see. Yet every brush stroke matters. Your life is the same. Every conversation shapes your character. Every habit shapes your future. Every decision shapes your identity. Never believe that small actions are unimportant. Small actions repeated consistently become extraordinary achievements. There is a story about an old gardener who cared for a beautiful park. Visitors often admired the colorful flowers, the healthy trees, and the peaceful walking paths. One young visitor asked him how he created such beauty. The gardener smiled and answered with a simple sentence, "I never try to create the whole garden in one day." Instead, he watered one section, removed one weed, planted one seed, pruned one branch, day after day, season after season, year after year. The garden became beautiful because he remained faithful to small daily actions. Your life follows the same principle. Do not become overwhelmed by everything you hope to achieve. Focus on today's responsibilities. Complete today's work. Honor today's commitments. Tomorrow will bring another opportunity to continue. One of the greatest dangers after experiencing progress is becoming satisfied too soon. Success can create comfort. Comfort can create complacency. Complacency quietly steals potential. Always remain grateful for what you have achieved, but never stop growing. There is always another lesson to learn, another skill to develop, another person to encourage, another opportunity to become wiser. Growth should never end. As you continue your journey, there will still be difficult days. Some goals will take longer than expected. Some plans will fail. Some people will misunderstand you. Do not allow temporary disappointments to become permanent excuses. Every successful person has experienced moments of uncertainty. The difference is that they continued moving forward. Remember the lessons you have learned. When criticism appears, stay focused on your purpose. When fear appears, trust your preparation. When failure appears, search for the lesson. When success appears, remain humble. These habits will keep you moving long after motivation fades. There will always be people moving faster than you. There will always be people who appear more successful. Do not allow comparison to steal your peace. Your race is different. Your experiences are different. Your calling is different. Measure your progress against the person you were yesterday. That comparison will always inspire growth instead of discouragement. Another important truth is that winning looks different for every person. For one person, winning may mean building a successful business. For another, it may mean becoming a devoted parent. For someone else, it may mean overcoming fear, improving health, restoring relationships, or finding peace after years of struggle. Do not let the world define your victory. Define it according to your values. If your life reflects honesty, discipline, purpose, and kindness, you are already winning in ways that matter most. Never forget the importance of patience. The strongest trees do not grow overnight. The deepest rivers are formed over time. The greatest leaders are shaped through years of experience. Your growth deserves the same patience. Trust the process, even when progress feels slow, even when no one notices your effort, even when the results have not yet appeared. The work you are doing today is creating a future you cannot fully see. Believe in that process. Protect it. Here is one final exercise. Take a notebook. Write down the person you want to become. Do not describe your possessions. Describe your character. Write words like disciplined, honest, focused, kind, patient, resilient, generous, courageous. Then ask yourself one question. What would this person do today? Do that. Tomorrow ask the same question again. Soon those actions will no longer feel like effort. They will become your identity. That is how lasting transformation happens. Not through one emotional moment, not through one inspiring speech, not through one lucky opportunity. Transformation happens when ordinary actions are repeated until they become part of who you are. As this book comes to a close, remember something important. No one else can live your life. No one else can make your choices. No one else can build your future. That responsibility belongs to you. Do not fear it. Embrace it. Because within that responsibility lies your greatest freedom. You have the ability to learn. You have the ability to change. You have the ability to begin again whenever necessary. No mistake is greater than your willingness to grow. No obstacle is stronger than your determination to continue. No opinion is more important than the truth you know about your own potential. One day people may ask how you achieved your goals. They may wonder how you became so disciplined, so focused, so confident, so resilient. They will see the results. Only you will remember the quiet mornings, the difficult decisions, the habits no one noticed, the sacrifices no one applauded, the days when quitting seemed easier than continuing. Those were the moments that shaped your future. Those were the moments that made you who you are. As you leave this book, carry one message with you. Do not chase attention. Chase growth. Do not chase shortcuts. Chase consistency. Do not chase comfort. Chase purpose. And above all, never stop investing in yourself. Because the greatest project you will ever work on is your own life. Stay patient. Stay humble. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. One decision at a time. One habit at a time. One day at a time. Keep becoming the person you were created to be. Keep moving when others stop. Keep believing when others doubt. Keep learning when others settle. Keep growing when others become comfortable. And no matter how long the journey takes, remember the promise you made to yourself. Focus on yourself until you win. Then keep growing so your success becomes a source of hope, wisdom, and encouragement for everyone whose life you touch. Your journey begins again today. Make it count. Conclusion. Your journey starts now. You have reached the end of this book, but you have not reached the end of your journey. In many ways, your journey is only beginning. Over the course of these chapters, you have explored ideas that can change the direction of your life. You have learned the importance of believing in yourself. You have discovered why focus matters more than distraction. You have seen how daily habits shape your future. You have learned that discipline is stronger than motivation. You have discovered that obstacles can become opportunities. You have seen the value of protecting your time. You have learned to strengthen your mind and guide your emotions. You have been reminded to think beyond today. You have embraced the power of continuous growth, and you have learned that a meaningful life speaks through actions, not words. These lessons are simple, but do not mistake simplicity for weakness. The greatest truths in life are often the simplest. Show up, keep your promises, stay focused, learn every day, treat people with respect, keep moving forward. Those ordinary actions create extraordinary lives. As you close this book, remember one important truth. Knowledge alone will not change your life. Reading these words is not enough. Listening is not enough. Understanding is not enough. Transformation begins when knowledge becomes action. Every chapter has given you an opportunity. Now it is your responsibility to use it. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment rarely arrives. Do not wait until you feel completely confident. Confidence grows through action. Do not wait for someone else to believe in you. Believe in yourself first. Your future is being built by the decisions you make today, not next week, not next month, today. The next conversation you have matters. The next habit you choose matters. The next hour matters. The next decision matters. Never underestimate the power of small actions. A single page read every day becomes a library of knowledge. A single workout repeated consistently becomes strength. One honest decision becomes a stronger character. One disciplined day becomes a disciplined life. The little things become the big things. There will still be difficult days. There will still be setbacks. There will still be moments when doubt whispers that you should stop. Expect those moments. They are part of every meaningful journey. When they arrive, remember everything you have learned. Return to your purpose. Return to your habits. Return to your discipline. Return to the person you have decided to become. You do not need to move faster than everyone else. You only need to keep moving. Success is rarely about speed. It is about consistency. Many people start with excitement. Few continue with determination. Be one of the few. Do not allow comparison to distract you. Someone will always be ahead of you. Someone will always be behind you. Neither should determine your direction. Your responsibility is to become a little better than you were yesterday. If you continue doing that, year after year, your life will be transformed. Remember that success is not measured only by money or recognition. Real success is waking up with purpose, keeping your word, treating others with kindness, living with integrity, continuing to grow no matter how much you have already achieved. That kind of success cannot be taken away. One day you will look back on this season of your life. You will remember the decision you made, the decision to stop making excuses, the decision to stop waiting, the decision to stop living according to fear, the decision to take responsibility for your future. That single decision may become the turning point that changes everything. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Imagine waking up with confidence because you trusted the process. Imagine looking back with gratitude because you refused to quit. Imagine becoming the kind of person who inspires others, not through impressive speeches, but through the example of your own life. That future is not created by luck. It is created by daily choices, starting today. As you move forward, keep asking yourself simple questions. Am I becoming stronger? Am I becoming wiser? Am I becoming more disciplined? Am I becoming the person I promised myself I would become? If the answer is yes, even in small ways, you are moving in the right direction. Never stop learning. Never stop improving. Never stop challenging yourself. Never stop believing that your best days can still be ahead of you. The world does not need another person who gives up too early. It needs people who remain faithful to their purpose. People who choose character over comfort. People who choose growth over excuses. People who quietly build meaningful lives one day at a time. Be one of those people. Carry these lessons with you. Apply them with patience. Live them with consistency. Share them through your example. Your greatest achievement will never be reaching a destination. Your greatest achievement will be the person you become along the way. As this journey comes to an end, one message remains. Focus on your growth. Focus on your purpose. Focus on your values. Focus on becoming better every day. Focus on yourself until you win. And when you do win, stay humble. Keep learning. Help others. Keep growing. Because true success is not the finish line. It is the decision to become a better person every single day. Thank you for allowing this book to be part of your journey. Now close this chapter. Open the next one. Not in this book, in your life. Your future is waiting. Take the first step and never stop moving forward.